Stephanie. Are you feeling comfortable this morning?
Hey, Rinnie. I'm okay. I would be more comfortable if I had a cushy couch to stretch out on.
Instead of introducing myself as the associate director today, I'm going to say I'm a business coach and a mindset coach.
And good morning, everyone. I am Stephanie Terry, and y'all know what role I play, or maybe you don't, but I'm the ED, and I'm also a mom, and a daughter, and a baker, and I don't know what else. Just all the things that I like to play in.
Well, Stephanie, did you have a good 4th of July?
You know, Rennie, my 4th of July was really quiet, and I was happy about that. What did we do? I did have some cookout food, and I didn't do any fireworks. What about you?
I had a couple people over. I drank a little bit of wine and I created a new recipe. Stephanie, I went out of my comfort zone just a little bit and I put a whole bunch of ingredients together that I didn't follow a recipe, and I stretched my imagination a little bit and I came up with a really yummy chicken and rice and vegetable dish.
Ooh, that sounds
Yeah.
wonderful. Chicken and rice and vegetables. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. I know you don't like to cook that much, so you putting together a recipe is a stretch.
It is. And I feel like it's a good segue to talk about a concept that we both are familiar with from the Southern Jam experience that you went on last year and I went on just a month ago. And that is the zones of awareness.
Yeah, when I first heard about the zones of awareness out the Southern Jam, I was like, oh, that's what happens when I get triggered. I go into stretch. Rennie, can you share a little bit more about these zones?
Yes, there are 3 zones. And one of the zones is your comfort zone. And that's why I asked you this morning if you were comfortable. And that is where you are perfectly content in your world, in your life. Maybe it's at home, maybe it's a task that you like to do. The stretch zone is where you're outside of your comfort zone and your brain is learning something new, or maybe you're exercising and you're pushing yourself just a little bit more than you usually do. And that's called our stretch zone. And the third zone is when you're outside of the comfort zone and you step outside of the stretch zone and you get into this panic. And that is a space where you feel anxiety, where you feel the world might be crashing down on you, a little bit of paralysis. And it's really important, I think, that as we think about how we go about our business and our life and our work, to bring ourselves back to saying, oh, this is what zone I'm in. So that you can maybe, if you're in the panic zone, you can kind of like say, how can I step outside of this panic and use this energy in a more useful way?
Wonderfully said, Rennie. Another good way that I think about these zones is like
Mm-hmm.
when you're in the comfort zone. Those are the things that you know how to do it. You've been doing it for a while. You've seen it done. You're comfortable. And then the stretch zone is like you don't know how to do something, and you want to learn,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you're trying to figure it out. Maybe something exciting. It's something that you really deeply care about. And then in the panic zone, sometimes it's that place where you don't even know you don't know something. And you're just like, holy, what is this? It's just like completely out of your reference, or it's in your reference and it wasn't a good experience. and it becomes like a trigger.
Yeah.
So when we started WEBB, I think we were in like stretch. What do you think, Rinnie?
Yeah, I think we continue to be in stretch, Stephanie.
We go from stretch to panic.
uh, Sometimes. I mean, I will say that when I'm doing this work and I'm in my comfort zone, I'm finding that's when I'm doing graphic design work. And
Okay.
I'm sitting in front of my computer and I'm on Canva and I'm putting together a newsletter or I'm creating a brochure or even a pitch deck. Like, yeah, I'm in a comfort zone. Even like that really hard pitch deck we did for the county a couple of weeks ago, I felt very comfortable doing it. So that's when I'm in my comfort zone. When I'm in my stretch zone, I think sometimes it's when I'm coaching somebody and I'm worried a little bit that maybe I'm not giving them the best advice, or maybe, um, I just have to be on my toes and thinking through. And also, sometimes the stretchy part for me is just some of the more community relational activities we do. And like, I'm an introvert. It's hard for me to, talk about myself sometimes and be out in public.
That's really interesting and actually very cool because I'm the exact opposite.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in my comfort when I'm coaching with the entrepreneurs, when I'm building relationships for WEBB, when I'm meeting new people. And I mean, I just love that part of the work. However, if I have to design some report or put together a pitch deck, oh my God, I'm in stretch panic because it's not my skill set. It takes me a really, 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 really long time. And I would prefer to be doing anything but that. So we complement each other well.
Yeah, we do. I have a question, Stephanie. This podcast is mostly for entrepreneurs. It was supposed to be a jot of mindset reminders for the week. Why do you think that this concept, or how do you think this concept of the zones of awareness will help them in their business creation? And, like, why do we talk about this?
Because I remember when I was starting my business, there were so many moments when you're in stretch or having to put out a fire and you're going in panic. These zones, probably, I would say an entrepreneur will go through all throughout the day. Like moment by moment, you're going to be in these different areas. You may be very comfortable doing the thing that is the reason why you have a business, right? But then all the infrastructure around it and all the other pieces, you may be in stretch or you may be in panic. You may not even know things that you should know to be able to scale or build more efficiently or be more profitable. So we wanted to make you aware of these zones to first let you know that it's human. I don't want to say it's normal. What's normal? It's human. And the most powerful thing that you can do, even if you don't have a solution, is to be aware of something. Because when you're aware of something, even if you don't have an answer, you can go try to figure out where the answer is. What do you think, Rinnie?
Yeah, I think that's really a good point because, in some of our previous mindset training we did, we talked about how only 10% of our brain is our conscious mind, and 90% of our brain during the day is our unconscious mind, and all of those unconscious biases and reactions and habits that are already pre-programmed in our mind is what's causing us to react. But we become aware of something. There's this theologian, his name's Walter Wink, and he had a book many years ago called Engaging the Powers. And he said that the only way that we can engage the powers is to name the powers. And being able to name this, being able to say, I'm feeling a little stretchy right now, or even to say, hey, I'm feeling a little panicky right now, we can take a deep breath and we can kind of like say, what can I do to move from panic into a more stretch um, zone so that I can get my work done and not feel high anxiety or feel numb or whatever it is we do as humans when we start to panic.
Ah, well said, Rinnie. So just keep this in mind as you're going throughout your day. If you're listening to this podcast, ask yourself, hey, what what mode am I in? What am I in comfort? Am I feeling comfortable? Am I in stretch? Am I in panic? And just use it as a really gentle reminder.
Yeah, just remind yourself that you're human. Next week, when we come back, we're going to actually spend some time in the panic zone. And we're going to talk about this 4 reactions that we have when we find ourselves in the panic zone. And Stephanie and I are going to offer some strategies or hacks, as Stephanie says, that we can move from panic back into the stretch zone and feel a little bit better about our work and ourselves.
Yes, that's going to be exciting because sometimes we think it requires a laying out on someone's couch for 2 hours. No. There are ways to get us back to stretch and comfort that are pretty easy and pretty simple and also pretty fun. So I'm looking forward to that conversation next week.
So Stephanie, I think that's a wrap. Do you want to sign us off?
Absolutely. You know what we always say, the evolution begins with dialogue, y'all. Woo-hoo. Have a good day.